Bad Blood 2024 is officially in the books. Overall, this show was pretty alright. I wouldn't necessarily say that it was the greatest show of the year, and I'm not going to say it was the worst show of the year. It had arguably one of the greatest matches of all time on it. It had an amazing main event that ended the show with some amazing returns, and it had some pretty okay matches in the betweens. And I mean, overall, I still really enjoyed the show, and I was invested, and I had a really good time watching it. So really hardly any complaints here when it comes to that. The show was good, and let's get on with the review. So first off, starting this show, we had the Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk inside Hell in a Cell. And obviously, from my predictions video, I was disappointed by the fact that this opened the show. I believe that it was given a whole hour of time. They gave it a whole entire hour, which was perfect because I feel like it warranted that much time because it was that good. Every single second I was like, dude, this has got to end sometime soon, and then it just kept going. The match overall was insane. It had some incredible spots. We got the blood that we had been wanting whenever CM Punk started bleeding. Drew looked insane with the blood all over his face. That looked fantastic. That was one of my favorite parts easily. The just incredible spots in this match was just freaking crazy to me, dude. When Drew picked Punk up over the turnbuckle and, you know, superplexed him through the table, that was insane, dude. Like, absolutely crazy. I would say that the spot where Drew goes for the Claymore and lands his back on the steps, and I swear I thought that he like got paralyzed by the steps. I like was genuinely afraid for Drew's health because he hit that tailbone in the back of his back, and I thought he literally just paralyzed his legs just like that. I thought it was over for him, but he got up and everything's okay, hopefully. And I hope both men walk out of that completely fine because, man, dude, that was one of the most just dangerous looking Hell in a Cell matches I've ever seen. It was probably the best Hell in a Cell match I've ever seen personally. I've seen a decent amount, but I haven't seen a lot of Hell in a Cell matches, and that one was my favorite easily that I've ever seen. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. It might be my favorite match of the year. I know I have Jay and Braun really high, and I have Cody versus Roman really high, but that match was absolutely fantastic. I do have it over their SummerSlam match and their Bash in Berlin match, but the Bash in Berlin match was also really good. But yeah, no, CM Punk did end up winning this in such an amazing ending, and it set up CM Punk being able to finally leave this feud. I don't know where Drew McIntyre goes from this. I don't really know where CM Punk goes from this. And I think both men really laid it all out for everybody there at the end of that match, and just what an amazing Hell in a Cell match. But I do want to talk about how this match really felt like it should have main evented. It got over, and I just thought to myself, that's crazy that opened the show, because it opening the show, it literally like ruined the momentum for the entire rest of the show, because everything was being compared to that match. Everything was like, well, it's not near as good as Drew and Punk. Everything kind of just felt way lackluster compared to the amazing opener. Someone in my chat earlier said something similar to my GM mode, where you start the entire show, like your show off in my GM with a banger, and then you close it with a banger, and then the things in between are like, right? That's kind of how Bad Blood was, and we'll talk about that more. Moving on with Nia Jax versus Bayley, I thought this match was it was entertaining. It was good. It had some silly spots. It was fun. It was interesting. I think Nia and Bayley do mesh pretty well together the majority of the time. I think they looked good together. This was probably, I think I liked their SummerSlam match more than this one, but this one was still pretty good. I think they did a good job making Bayley look formidable against Nia, which is hard for some people that is like the size of Bayley to look good against Nia. And I think Nia, this was probably one of Nia's better performances. I think she looked good in this match. She was performing pretty well. The way that they did the Tiffany cash-in angle was pretty interesting, and it sets up the future Tiffany versus Nia feud, which we hopefully will be getting. Still a little disappointing that we didn't get the Tiffany cash in just right now. I was expecting a Tiffany cash in, and I was just kind of disappointed that didn't happen, because it would have been a cool moment to put down Bad Blood more in the history books. But it's all right. We'll eventually get that Tiffany cash in. I just don't know when. I feel like they might do similar to what they did last year with Priest. With the Money in the Bank, and I think Tiffany might hold this for a decent amount of time, because I feel like if there's any time to pull the trigger right there, it would have been right there, you know what I mean? I don't necessarily see her like cashing in at like Crown Jewel or Survivor Series or any really time in the future, but we'll have to see what happens. Overall though, I still give it a thumbs up. It was one of the better matches in between the main event and the opening. Next we had Finn versus Damian Priest. I gotta say, this match was good. It was cooking for a little while. You know, Damian was being very dominant the majority of the match, but then Finn would, you know, use his technical aspect to get out of a situation or take out Damian for a second. You know, they had to do the classic Judgment Day gets involved, and then, you know, we had the coup de grace, and then Damian kicks out of the coup de grace. They try and do a chair spot, and then Damian hits Finn with a kick, and the chair hits Finn in the face, and then the other Judgment Day members get knocked out, and then, you know, Finn ends up hitting 2 more coup de graces on Damian's back while Damian's standing up, and then Damian no-sells the last coup de grace and hits him with a South of Heaven choke slam to win the match. And, you know, it's just disappointing. It's just really disappointing. I feel like Finn just consistently gets not really portrayed well on WWE TV. I feel like he is one of the most menacing forces in wrestling, and I feel like he could be that guy, but they never let him be that guy, and it's just constantly disappointing to me. I feel like he easily could have won this match and still made. Damian doesn't need this win, and Finn, how do you bring Finn back from this? I don't necessarily see Finn in a situation where he looks strong or he's built up again. This was the most built up Finn's been since before his match against Seth at SummerSlam 2023, and it's just disappointing. It's just always disappointing when it comes to how WWE books these Finn matches. I feel like Finn should have won here, so my thumb is down on this match. I was very disappointed not only in the result, but the match in general just made Finn kind of look like this weakling that shouldn't even be here in the same ring with Priest, while Priest was just kind of destroying him the majority of the time. The only reason Finn even got a bit of an upper hand was because of the Judgment Day getting involved, and Finn hit 3 finishers, and Damian no-sold one, hit him with one, and then pinned him. Like, it's just disappointing. The next match on the card was Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan with Dominic Mysterio in a shark cage, and I thought everything with this match was really, really fun. I enjoyed it all the way up until the ending. The angle with Dom constantly yelling at Liv like, "You got this, Liv," was, you know, it was awesome. You love to see that supportiveness from Dom. Liv, you know, and Rhea were actually cooking a little bit in the match for a decent amount of time. They were actually doing pretty all right, and I was enjoying the match for a good amount of the time. And then they do the spot where Dom falls out of the cage and gets locked up with his leg, and then Rhea comes over with a kendo stick and starts beating him like a piñata, and I thought that was funny because it's like, okay, this is good stuff. All right, Rhea, now go back into the ring so you can get pinned by Liv. And then, you know what I mean? Like, it would have been so simple to have Liv just pin her after she comes back into the ring. Or we could have continued with Liv hitting Oblivion, then Rhea kicking out, and then we could have had the Raquel angle after that. But then Raquel attacking Liv, not Liv, but Rhea, while she's doing the piñata spot, while the ref is literally watching it, and then they do that horrible angle, and it's just it was ended so badly, and it was just taken to this. It just really looked bad, and it really, really made me disappointed by the end of this match, because I was really looking forward to this match. I thought it was probably one of the most looked up to matches on this card. I mean, you know, they've been building it on Raw. They give it so much screen time on Raw every single week, and then they just deliver it in this very mediocre sense with Raquel not even getting a pop by the crowd in any sense. Raquel, you know, tried to still save it by hitting her move and then putting Liv over Rhea, and then the announcers even were like, well, the match is over, but Raquel's still trying to make a statement. It's like, dude, I know you guys are trying to justify this botch, but I mean, I appreciate it, but it's obviously messed up, and it's just, everybody's still going to be disappointed in it. It would have been way better if Liv pinned Rhea clean, and then for some reason, or if not, we could have still had the Raquel position just after the piñata spot, because it would have been so much easier for Raquel to get involved and then Liv hit an Oblivion on Rhea and pin her clean, and then Raquel, you know what I mean? It just could have been better. It just could have been better, and they just played it wrong, and it just was disappointing. So yes, my thumb is down on this match. Again, it was enjoyable all the way up until the ending, so I mean, I'll give it that, but it was disappointing into the end, and that's just like, man, dude, this card is not delivering. Like, the Hell in a Cell is arguably the greatest match of the year, and then every other match has just been disappointing after disappointment after disappointment. Now, Nia versus Bayley, like I said earlier, was good. I had a thumbs up on it, but it again has to go after that incredible Hell in a Cell match. This is why I feel like the Hell in a Cell match should have main evented the entire show. If the Hell in a Cell match main evented the show, we could have had the incredible tag match begin, and then The Rock open it, and the crowd still would have been just as hype, or, you know, just as excited as they were for after the Hell in a Cell match. And then we could have got Nia versus Bayley. We could have got Finn versus Damian. I feel like the card would have been built better if the tag match opened the show, genuinely. We still would have had the incredible crowd excitement and energy after the Rock moment, and then we could have furthered that along with ending it with this hour-long Hell in a Cell match, which would have been absolutely incredible. But it's not how the route that they took, and it is what it is. The show was still good, just disappointing how they leveled out the card. But yes, the main event was the tag match between Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu versus Roman and Cody. And yes, this match was good, but I felt like it didn't necessarily really have much time. It felt rushed a little bit. I'm not necessarily a big fan of slow tag matches. This match felt slow. The match only was good when like Jacob Fatu was going crazy with his no-sells and stuff, you know, and Jacob Fatu was hitting crazy moves. And then we had the incredible Cody, you know, hitting the splash onto the table outside. But this match was kind of slow, but it was still good. But it all boils down to the return of Jimmy Uso, who ends up super kicking the Tongans after they just bothered Roman, like got involved with Roman hitting a spear. Solo almost pins Roman, and then Jimmy comes out and 1v2s the Tongans, and then we get to see Jimmy again for the first time since May, or April actually, which was freaking crazy. I love seeing Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, so it was super exciting to see him, and I started jumping up and down. I was really excited.
It's Jimmy! It's Jimmy!
Roman ended up hitting the spear on Solo, and Roman ended up pinning Solo after only one spear, which is how it should be. And then they had this really long, drawn-out segment where, you know, Jimmy and Roman were hugging, and it was really emotional, and it was really good. And then they had Cody and Roman have a little bit of respect off, and then they started walking away. And then Munster had this crazy moment in my stream where he played The Rock's music while Jimmy and Roman were outside before Cody got attacked by the Bloodline. Munster played The Rock music.
Oh my god!
You motherfucker!
You motherfucker!
Anyways, so then Cody starts getting attacked, and then Jimmy and Roman go out to help him, and then they destroy the Bloodline again, and Jimmy and Roman and Cody are all in the ring, and then all of a sudden you hear, "Can you smell?" And The Rock actually comes out, and then The Rock comes out and he goes like this, 1, 2, 3, or something like that, whatever he did, and it was really cool. It was an awesome moment, but again, I feel like it would have been a good way to open the show, and then we could have had the Hell in a Cell ended, but you know, it is what it is. Overall, the show was good. I give it a solid B. It's carried heavily by the main event and the opening match, and that's kind of just how I feel about the show. But overall, it was still pretty good. But yeah, no, I mean, it's not the best show on of the year, but when I do the tier list at the end of the year of all the PLEs, I mean, it's probably going to be a B. So yeah, it's good. Again, the Hell in a Cell match was absolutely fantastic. Probably one of my favorite matches of all time. I just want to get one more thought in on that. This match has been the main storyline carrying my love for wrestling since January. I've been through some really tough times since January, and the storyline between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk has been one of my most look forward to things every single week. I think they are going to go down as one of the greatest feuds of all time, if not the greatest feud of all time. I'm not saying that it is, but I'm saying it could be, you know, people can make an argument for top 10. It was absolutely fantastic. It was must-watch TV week in and week out, and it's just so amazing to see it all culminated in this incredible Hell in a Cell match. And it's emotional to think that it's over and that we're no longer going to have Drew versus CM Punk. We're not going to have that rivalry anymore. Hopefully we still get hints to it in the future one day, but geez, it was so amazing. It was so beautiful, and it all culminated in this incredible Hell in a Cell match with some of the most gruesome and dangerous spots I've ever seen, and I just loved it to death. It actually gets me a little bit emotional because, like I said, this feud means so much to me, and it was one of my favorites of all this whole entire year. It was my favorite feud of the year, and it's just absolutely fantastic. So props to CM Punk and Drew McIntyre for putting on an amazing show, and carrying the show to, you know, Kingdom Come. It was absolutely fantastic. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys drop a like, a subscribe, comment what you guys' thoughts on Bad Blood were. Let me know what you guys think of my opinions and what I thought of the show. And yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Appreciate you guys. See you guys later. Peace out. Yo, before we go, apparently Kevin Owens attacked Cody Rhodes after the show by Cody's bus. He jumped Cody, so we're gonna officially get the Kevin Owens heel turn. Holy shit. That's crazy. That is arguably one of the craziest things that's happened tonight. That was absolutely fantastic. Oh my god, Kevin Owens and Cody. Dude, we're gonna see prize fighter Kevin Owens again attacking. He attacked Cody, dude. This is gonna be crazy, dude. SmackDown on Friday is a must watch. Everybody make sure you are paying attention to SmackDown on Friday. Oh my god. Holy. Yeah, no, that was absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.